Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 3 of makeup education. For today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to do winged eyeliner and also the 3 different ways to apply lashes. So I'm going to show you how to do a full strip lash, a half lash, and a 2/3 lash. Also, yes, I did just get my hair done. Is it a slay? Is it a slay? I've been like unironically saying slay so much recently. Hope I'm not the only one. It's an issue. Okay guys, I'm gonna go remove my mascara. I feel like it's just a lot easier to do eyeliner when you don't have mascara on. So let me go take it off and I'll be right back. Okay guys, mascara is off, and before we get started with the eyeliner, I do want to preface this by saying if you have really hooded eyes, it is hard to do eyeliner, winged eyeliner. So if you're like, why have I not been able to do this? It's most likely due to your eye shape. If you want to know how to do winged eyeliner for hooded eyes, there's tutorials out there. You can look them up, but this one is just going to be like if you have the eye shape for it. So yeah, let's just get started. All right, so I'm going to start off with my Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner. If you are starting out doing eyeliner for the first time, I do not suggest using a liquid eyeliner. It's going to be way too hard. You're gonna have a panic attack, and you don't need that extra stress in your life, girl. So start off with a gel eyeliner or a pencil eyeliner, something that's not gonna like ruin your whole makeup. Also, I do start off doing my eyeliner first because not all the time, but when I first was starting, it does help to do eyeliner first, especially if you make a mistake. So, but I am gonna show you guys how to clean it up easily if you do make a mistake. So I have 2 different brushes that I like to use. I either use one that's like this, where it's kind of more of a rectangle shape, and then I also have this one, which is more for like precise detailing. So let me zoom you guys in and we'll get started. So first things first, I'm going to dip into my Longwear Gel Eyeliner, and this Bobbi Brown one is absolutely incredible. It's so good. So we're gonna use this one first. Let's actually do this eye, and then I'm going to do the liquid on this eye. So what I do is I start out here, and I just take most of the product and put it at the end of my eye. And you kind of just want the least amount of product out to form the wing. So I'm just using most of it at the end of my eye, and then I slowly just kind of shimmy the brush and start to build the shape. So now we're gonna start bringing this out a tiny bit. You want to go a little bit shorter than how you actually want how long you want the tail to be. You want to go a little bit shorter than that. I'm just gonna stop right there. So it's basically all about placement with the eye. I like to go kind of towards the end of my eye, the tail of my eye. That's kind of where I like to draw it out from and connect it to. And then I'm just gonna start blending this out. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my skinny brush and get some product on here, and then just kind of work at the tail. So you can obviously darken this up if you want it to be like more cut. You can just add more product to it and just continue doing like building the opacity of it. Honestly, I think it looks pretty good here. And then what I do is I take concealer and I just kind of clean up underneath and just like really get that sharp. And so I'll show you how to do that, but let's move on to the other eye before we do that. Okay, so we all know the hardest part about doing winged eyeliner is getting them even. It's the hardest part. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be more like sisters than twins, but it's okay. So I'm gonna show you how to easily get them to match. So I'm gonna be using my NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is my favorite liquid eyeliner. So it's got like the super sharp tip. There's some glitter on it from whatever makeup look I did. It's fine. So a trick that really helped me when I first was starting to do winged eyeliner is I would look at the tail, wherever the tail ended, and I would look straight forward in a mirror and then I would mark a dot where it was on the other side. And then, yeah. So hopefully that's correct. So with winged eyeliner, you don't want to just start like out here and pull in. You can, but the easiest way that I found is starting here and just feathering out and drawing to that line. So again, you want to not go all the way out as long as you want it to be. You kind of want to go a little bit shorter than that because you don't want it to be thick at the tail. You want it to be sharp. So I'm using super, super light pressure. I'm not doing full pressure on this because you want it to be a sharp line. So then I'm just gonna go in. I honestly don't know if I can talk for this. I'm just gonna kind of like sharpen up this line down here, and then I'll show you how to do the top. Okay, so you can see that this one I kind of connected actually down to almost my lower lash line. This one I didn't really, so I'll go back and fix that. It's kind of just, you're gonna go back and forth multiple times to make sure that they're like even. But then I just take this and I kind of start like right here, not at the tail, and then I'm gonna draw in. So I'll show you. And then you just connect it. And I don't like having like super thick eyeliner, so I'm just gonna build it up just a tiny bit, kind of get it a little bit thicker, but nothing crazy. Okay, so you can see like that liner is sharp. So I also don't ever take, not ever, but 9 times out of 10, I don't take it all the way in because I like my eyes to just kind of like, you know, pull my face backward. So I feel like it helps doing eyeliner here and then just bringing it just about almost to the middle of the iris, but not all the way in. If you have a face shape where you're like, no, like I want it to go all the way in, you definitely can, but this is just my preference. Okay, now let me tell you, I have not always been good at eyeliner. Like, eyeliner took me a long time to get perfected. There was many times when I would be literally crying before school because I could not do my eyeliner. It's okay, you're gonna have days like that. There's days where I don't do winged eyeliner because I'm like, I can't handle the stress. There's days that I just literally can't do it, and that's okay. So don't get stressed out. It takes time to learn. There's still days, like I said, where I struggle to do it. So do not feel bad. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to clean it up now as I'm freaking sweating me bubbles off. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna show you 2 more ways to do your eyeliner. So I'll be right back. All right guys, the next way I'm gonna show you is with eyeshadow. So this is a staple of mine. I love doing this way. It works really well. So let's get started. All right, nobody hate me. I still use my James Charles palette, okay? I know I probably should get rid of it. Number 1, because it's James Charles. Number 2, because it's definitely expired. I don't care. I don't care. It's done when I say it's done. So I'm gonna start with, obviously, the black shade. So for this, I'm gonna use this rectangle brush, the same one that I used for the gel liner. Just kind of clean it off a little bit. And I'm just gonna pack that on my brush. Again, I'm doing this before I have makeup on because you're gonna get some fallout and you don't wanna do this when you already have your makeup complete. Something you can do is you can put concealer on your eyes just to make sure that, just to make the pigment like more pigmented. So, but I'm fine. I'm just gonna do it like this. And again, we're starting here, just building up the pigment. And then we're starting to create the tail, but nothing crazy. And I'm just connecting it to, not to my lower lash line, like I'm not bringing it down, but basically where my eye ends, that's where I'm stopping. Okay, so while I'm building out the tail, I'm just blending and using less pressure to build that tail. And then I'm just going back in and building the shape. So as you can see, lots of fallout here. Like I said, this is why I do this before I do the rest of my makeup, because it's just so messy. So let's take a little bit of that off, and then you can either use a Q-tip or you can use concealer to clean up underneath. I'm gonna use concealer, but I'm not gonna do that until I do this eye, and I'll show you what we're doing next. So let's clean this up and then we'll get started with this eye. All right guys, that is cleaned up. I'm gonna show you the last way that you can do your eyeliner. There are other ways out there, but these are like my staple that I use that a lot of people use also. For the next one, we are going to be using the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner stick. This is in the black shade, in shade Pitch Black. I do not have a sharp end on this, but if I did, I could just kind of like go in and form it, but what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna use the same brush that we just used. Like I said, it's a staple. This brush is actually from Mayron Cosmetics, which is actually face paint, but there's a lot of brushes like this out there, so don't think you have to get it from them. It just came with the face paint. So I'm just gonna get some off of the tip here. Try not to ruin it too much because I do use it for my waterline. And I'm just going to start to form that shape. Again, we're using the same technique, building up the outer corner first, and then bringing it out. So really, we're just applying and building up the color. Okay, obviously they're not even, but I was just trying to show you another way to do your eyeliner. So this one is definitely my least favorite way. I feel like it just takes so long and it's not as precise, and obviously the texture of the eyeliner is different than the other ones. So I'm going to take this off, do my eyeliner off camera, and then I'll show you how to clean it up and all of that. So yeah. Okay, I just put on my eyeliner. Now let's clean up the underneath. Obviously this one is a lot more sharp than this one, so we're gonna get them to match. So what I do for this is I use concealer. You don't have to, you honestly can just use a makeup remover, but concealer I feel like is just a lot easier. So I'm just gonna take some on a oval-like brush. Also, I did just do my eyebrows too, so yeah. And I'm just gonna start drawing a line underneath. Just kind of outlining and getting that sharp. And then I'm gonna use my thick brush right here and blend out the edge. I'm gonna go finish off the rest of my makeup and then we'll move on to how to do lashes. Okay guys, I just finished my full face of makeup, so now let's move on to lashes. So first things first, I'm gonna do a full lash first. So these are the Ardell Wispies, and I'm just gonna take my Duo Lash Glue and apply it all across the lash. And make sure you put the most on like the front and on the ends. So if you're planning on wearing lashes all day, say you're going to prom or a dance or a wedding, if you need them to last literally for hours on end, I always apply a little bit of lash glue onto my actual lid where it usually comes up, which for me is my inner corner. So you can always do that too. I'm not gonna do that today because I'm not gonna be wearing these for hours on end, but that is something to make sure that they last all day. Also, you want to apply a full strip lash on eyes that don't have any mascara on it. So it just kind of makes it a little bit easier to apply. So I just stick it onto the middle first. I let it dry for like a couple seconds and before I put it on, and then I just start to take my tweezers and move it around. So we're sticking the lash to the lash line, not to the lashes. So you want that to be right up on your lash line. And then I just take my tweezers and I press it together. And then you can do the look down test. So when you look down and you use your tweezers, you want to make sure it's up against your lash, which mine is. And then you can also kind of do that on the front and the ends to make sure that it's secure, which this front isn't really secure. So that's when I would either take off the lash completely, or I would just take a little bit of lash glue and put it on the front. But just for the sake of me showing you how to do this, I'm not going to do that. And then you want to use like a coat of mascara just to blend the lash to the false lash. Okay, so that is how to apply a lash. It is literally so easy. You just want to apply it to the middle first and then stick it to the end and then the inner corner. Or you can stick it to the inner corner and then the end. But yeah, pretty simple. So let's move on to half lash. With a half lash, you want to make sure you have mascara on. So apply as much mascara as you want and then apply the half lash. I'm just using my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. This is my favorite mascara. And you want to be pretty generous with it because we're adding the half lash on the end. So you kind of want to be more generous where the lash is not going to be. All right, so with our half lash, we're just gonna apply our glue. And the good thing about a half lash is you don't have to worry about it coming up from the front, which is usually where lashes tend to undo themselves and come up is in the front of the lash. So because we're just putting it on the end, we don't really have to worry about that, which is amazing. So just letting it dry, just get a little tacky. And then I'm just gonna stick it onto like the edge of my eye. And I kind of like to have it be a little bit up. So instead of it following my natural lash line and going down, I kind of put it at a slant. And that just kind of draws your eye up. Very pretty, very natural, nothing crazy. It just kind of adds a little something extra. This is usually how I do my makeup on a day-to-day because I don't like wearing a strip lash every day of my life. Okay, now I'm gonna do a 2/3 lash on my other eye. All right, so I just applied some glue, letting it get a little tacky. And with this, the placement is a little bit trickier. I usually adjust it a couple times. You wanna bring it in further because it's a little bit longer, and then bring it out. And using a 2/3 lash is usually better when you have a wing eyeliner on. When you don't, it can look a little bit more fake and won't look as seamless. But when you have liner, you can kind of pull this out a little bit past where your eye actually ends and connect it onto your eyeliner, which I think is really cute and fun and fresh. There's not a major difference between these two, but I like doing both. The half lash is more like when I don't have eyeliner on and when I just want something a little bit extra. And then this is like when I do have eyeliner on and I want it to be like snatched. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out and then we'll end the video. All right guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you learned some tricks. Honestly, the top 3 things that you need to remember is, number 1, eyeliner is hard. It's gonna take you time to learn how to do it, and same with lashes, so don't get down on yourself if you don't get it right away. Number 2, obviously it's all about what product you use and what you feel the most comfortable with. So start small, start with a gel eyeliner first, and then work your way up to a liquid eyeliner. And use light pressure. That's gonna be your key to success, is using light pressure. Don't press down super hard or you're gonna get kind of like a funky shape. So, and with lashes, it's pretty simple. You just apply it to your lash line, get it as close as you possibly can to your actual lash line. You don't want it up too high. You don't want to see the gap between the lash and your natural lash line. Also, you want to apply a mascara afterwards, like I said, or else it can make it a little bit harder and you'll get that gap because you have that mascara on and then you have the lash on top, so it creates that gap and you don't really want that or else it looks really unnatural. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like this video down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, that'll be down here, and I'll see you guys next time.